Hey, I want to talk about the custom post type versus custom content types today. If you are new to JetEngine plugin, you're probably confused when to use custom post types and custom content types. And you're probably not sure what exactly the differences between those two. And today's video, I'll try my best to clarify what CCT is about, because the CCT is it's a big game changer for developer like me and like you. So here are the things we're going to cover today. So the first one is I'm going to give you a quick overview of CPT and CCT and CPT versus CCT. So I'm going to explain what's the differences between those two and when to use CCT rather than CPT. And I'm going to show you how to create CCT with JetEngine plugin. And the next one is I'm going to show you how to create a listing template for CCT and adding the SmartFilter for CCT. And the last one is I'm going to show you how to create a single page template for CCT. Hi, my name is Awesome Wakabayashi from Zen Ideas. So let's get started. On the Crocoblock website, they have useful information here. I can put the link below. And we know what CPT is, and most of us probably using CPT. And then the issue is the performance, because all the custom post types and the meta field, they all go to post metadata table. It's called WP post, I think. So as you see here, so I like to highlight here. So for CPT, so all the data, it includes and stored in two database tables, post and post meta. Moreover, every meta field of every post is stored as a separate row. So which means that if we have a custom post type with 20 meta field, it will occupy one row of the post database table and 20 rows of the post meta database table. So therefore, if we added 100 posts, their data will occupy 2100 rows of the database. Okay, so that's kind of the bad side of creating so many CPTs. Whereas custom content types, so it just create a separate one table. So let me show you. So this is my demo site, and I have as an example, so events, that's CPT, and I have publications here, so that's a CCT. And then under tools, and I have this SQL body here. All right, so as you can see here, the post meta, so which is 2100, and then WP post, so 456 records here, right? So I can just click here. So as you see, so you can see, oops, sorry. So you can see here, 2763 rows, okay? And then here, go back. And then what about WP post? Yeah, so this has 540 rows. All right. Now, whereas, so let's just go to custom content types here. And I got publications. And then, so that's the data table name here. So Jet CCT publication. So let's go back to SQL buddy. And then let's find out. So right here, so I got the 4 records. I think I have only 4 publications so far. Yeah, it's got only 4. Okay, and then let's take a look. And I got some meta field too. So just let's take a quick peek. So I got a title and date, description, and then type, and the image here. All right, so it's not a lot. We can keep adding to. So, but just gives you an idea. So let's go back to SQL buddy. And then, so that's the one. So just click that. Yeah, so 4 rows, right? So I got the 4 rows. So that's kind of huge difference. So I think as a web developer, so, CCT is great, but there are some restrictions I want to talk about here today. On the Crocoblock site here, once again, I can put the link below. They made a nice diagram here. So this is actually a great start. So if you need to see the post on the backend only, If it's yes, CCT is the right choice. Like for example, applications, right? So you create using a Jet form builder and create an application form, and once people submit it, and you can just read application form submission, and you don't really have to put on the front end. You can just look at on the back end of the WordPress, and something like that. I think CCT is the best. You don't have to create a CPT for that. All right. So if it's no, will you add many posts over 500 with many meta fields over 10 for each post? If it's no, use CPT. If it's yes, go here. But again, this number, I think it depends on the server you're using too, because I create a website that now it has over 2,000 posts, which is a kind of job posting website. And I have about like 10 meta fields. And the site is running really quickly. So in my case, it can go like 2,000, 3,000. I don't have any glitches here. And it's like me, it's gonna be like 2,000, 3,000. Yes, let's move on to next question. So use a default archive system by taxonomy. If it's yes, you have to use CPT. So you cannot have a taxonomy with CCT. But however, with CCT, you can put a meta field and then create a categories with a drop down or with a checkbox. All right, so and you can use SmartFilter, and the user can sort through and put a filter. So that's not a problem. Still, CCT is searchable. So once again, so use a default archive system by taxonomy. If it's yes, CPT. If it's no, you can go down to next question. Again, so a static listing page plus filter is enough for me. So that's possible with CCT. Now, next question is need a separate page for each post. So this is a single page, all right? So if it's no, so you don't need to have single page for each post, just the listing, definitely use CCT, all right? Now I can show you the demo here later. So you can have a single page, a custom page with CCT. So there is an option for that. Just let me show you quickly. Go to JetEngine and then CCT, and then in my case this publication, and here has single page. So you can enable this. Okay, so there's an option for that. But if you need kind of single page for each post, let's go to next question. So need a specific plugin for single product page that could potentially be incompatible with CCT. Now, so if you don't care this restriction, which I'm going to talk about later, and use CCT, but you need to have specific custom layout for the single page, like event for specific layout, publications for specific layout, then you have to have CPT for that. All right, so let's go back to dashboard here. So I'm not going to be talking about CPT today because I already created a video before what CPT is about and how to create CPT. So you can look at my separate video. My focus is on the CCT today. So let's kind of go back to JetEngine here. Now, if you need to use CCT, this custom content type module, so you have to turn this on, okay, and then hit save. And you will see custom content type on the left menu here. And then if you click, now if you need to add new CCT, so you have to click here and it takes you to blank page, and you can put in my case publication and then slug, and then it creates a database table name here. Now let's just go back here. I'm going to just use the existing one. So I already created this publications, and I got name and then slug here, and I got this it generated automatically the table name, and then I'm going to be using this as single page. If you like to have just a listing only, then you don't have to turn this option on, but for my demo I like to use that. And related post type, so you have to just pick a post. Now what happened was, I can quickly show you. So here's a publication here. So I got the 4 entries, and then so these are titles here. So when you create this, a link to post, as you see. Now you see annual post report here. All right. Yeah, maybe I can show you in the side by side. Open a new window. Okay, and just so annual report 2022, it's here, and I show you inside here, and then I show you inside. So the title here and title here, and then so on the left hand side, so it doesn't have any meta field, okay, and all the meta field is on the CCT side. So but you have to map its title goes to title, and then in this case description goes to content here. Okay, so let's just go back to dashboard here. All right, so where we are, so we are in publications. All right, so post and then title field. So you have to match up title, okay? And custom field, sorry, content field is description. So only those 2 choices, okay? And actually, you probably wonder where this title and description came from. This comes after you put the field here. Those are meta fields. So I got put the titles and descriptions here, okay? So basically, so this field and then post title and content field. So you are kind of mapping together. Okay, so the icon is kind of same as CPT. So you can pick as different icons right here. Okay, and so this is just positions. Where do you want to put your CCT on the left hand side menu? All right, so the rest. So I don't need to use REST API for this demo. And then so let's go to field. So I just added a new field here, so title, and then that's name ID, and then I'm using a field and text, and then let's look at it. Field width 100% is okay. So this is really, I think, the same as CPT when you create a CPT meta field. So whether it is required or not required, so you can set this option on and off, same as here. And then this is publication date, and then field date, and here, so when you use date, make sure you use save as timestamp. Right, so that's a use text area for description, like that. Okay, and then here's a type again. So this is where I want to use a filter to sort things out. So the publication type, whether this is a report or a book or paper, magazine, I can create types. So as I said, you cannot really use taxonomy, but you can use meta field and use checkbox. In this case, a checkbox. And then, yes, I use glossary for this publication type, right? Adding a filter is not a problem, okay? And I have this cover image here as a media file. So this is where you can upload image, okay? And then, so admin column, so ID number, so you can control that as well. Yeah, so that's ID name. Actually, ID name, probably you don't need that. I want to have a title on the table and date. Okay, and then date. So something like that. Date, I want to be like sortable. I think this is date. You want to probably turn this option off. Numeric field. Created date, maybe it's nice to have. And the sortable. All right, and then let's click update. And then let's go back to publications. So now you can see published date and then created date. And the published date, you can sort through here, like oldest to the newest. And then, of course, you can export items to CSV file for CCT. So I'll show you just a quick demo here. So this is, I got the 4 items for publication, 4 publications. And then, so I got the title and those meta field here, right? So even types and date. And this is just a listing grid. If you want to have a single page, I'll show you. So you can have single page like this. On the left hand side, I got the image and title, those meta field and descriptions here. Okay, so actually I can hide it on the right sidebar. But so you get idea, so you can make that. And I show you inside here. So first let's go to listings here. So I already created the publication listing, and then I can just, yeah, I use Elementor for this. Yeah, it's kind of simple thing. So I got the line on top here. Yeah, I can probably show you. Yeah, put things side by side. So this is the front end, and so this is Elementor editor. So I got the line on top here. So I use a dynamic image. Maybe I show you. Yeah, let's, I'm gonna just create new ones so that you can see. Yeah, let's just 2 columns here like that, and then make one shrink like this, and then width, maybe smaller width, like that. Okay, so and then dynamic image, just drag and drop here. All right, so the source, you will see here, content type, publication, cover image, and pick that, and it should appear like that. And then the rest is, I'm using a dynamic field, yeah, right here, and just drag and drop. Okay, and then, so I'm going to be using right here, content type, publication, title. Okay, and then so I'm going to just duplicate that, and the publication date, so same dynamic field. Okay, so here still content type, publications. So I want to put the published date right here. So I'm going to hit that. Okay, so the weird number comes up. Filter field output here, and then yeah, pick format date, and then it changed like that. All right, so I'm gonna create a new one. So duplicate, and then next one is, so make sure I need to turn this off. And then I'm going to put the type, and then here, so I have publication type right here, so I'm going to use that. Oh, okay, so that's error here, right here. So field, now you have to pick a checked box field value, okay? Because yeah, I show you, because go to publications and then edit. So as you remember, so these are kind of checkbox here, right? Checked value. Okay. So, all right. And then here, sorry, like the date. So you can customize field output. Publication date or published date. Okay, so. Okay, and then here, again, same thing. You can just put publication type, and then again, you can customize that title. If you want to use a bigger letter, and then you can adjust the margin, right? So basically, that's how I created on the top. Okay. Oh, here too, like. You see the report, some reason it goes a small letter here. Okay, so just to go to style here, and then go to typography, and you can transform, pick capitalize, yeah, and then you can change that as well. Okay, so this is how I created this part. Okay, so I'm going to just delete here, and hit update. Okay. And so let's go to, so I'm going to just open up here, and then let me show you. So this is the publications page, edit with Elementor. So once again, so I'm using 2 columns here because I'm going to be adding a SmartFilter later. And then, so here I show you this 2 columns, and then just a listing grid, put it on, and then which listing, call the publication. Publication listing, looks like I have 2 of those. Yeah, so this is the one. Now, as a default, column number is 3, so I'm going to just make it 2, number 2. So simply, that's how I create it. And then, so I'm going to just delete this, okay, and hit update. All right, so let's work on adding a SmartFilter, okay? So go to, I don't think I have SmartFilter, so I have to install that. So Crocoblock and then dashboard, and then install. And then I have a SmartFilter here, so I'm going to just install that. Okay, and then let's activate it. All right, so here we go. And I'm going to hit add new. Oh, before that, let's go to settings here. Okay, so I don't have Elementor Pro, so I'm going to just disable this part. I don't have those. Okay, JetEngine calendar, yes. Okay, I don't have WooCommerce at this moment, so I have only calendar here. Okay, so let's go add a new. Yeah, I want to have filter for type. Okay, so checkbox is okay, and then it's gonna be what's the constant types, and I think I'm gonna pick a glossary here. Okay, and then select the glossary, publication type. So it's checkbox meta field. This option should be enabled if you need to filter data from checkbox meta field type. Right, created with JetEngine plugins, so hit yes. And then query variable, I have to go back to, so open the new tab here, and publication, and then so that publication type, so this ID name, I'm gonna just copy this, and then back to filter, and then paste onto that. Okay, and then filter label. Okay, so filter label, and I'm gonna just copy and paste, and then add. Okay, or hit update. Now, so let's go to this page, and I'm gonna just hit refresh. Okay, and I'm gonna bring filter, and I'm gonna use checkboxed filter and drag and drop. All right, and then filter name is publication filter. Okay, and then it should be here, and this filter is for, it's gonna be JetEngine, and the Ajax is okay. And then so apply on value change, yeah, that's okay. And then so I don't need apply button for that, but yeah, you can, and you can show the label too. Okay, let me just quickly fix this label here, and then go to label, and then typography, and then so a little bit padding here, or margin, bottom, just that. Okay, so hit update, and let's open up with a new tab. So let's see if this is gonna work. So I got only research paper, 2 reports, and journal. So if you hit the journal, yeah, that works. And then hit the report. Yeah, so report in journal, and then just report. Okay, so that works. So let's add another, since this is publication, so let's add another one. So I'm gonna hit add a new, and let's just add maybe date filter for publication. I'm gonna use date range, and data source is gonna be made a date, yeah, and then date format. Okay. All right, so the place holder, maybe I can just put from and then to. Okay, so that's the data format, and then the query variable. So go back to custom post type and then date here. So I'm gonna just copy this published date and then paste onto that. And the label is maybe search by date. Okay, and hit update. All right, so let's go back to Elementor and then SmartFilter again. So date range filter, put that in, and filter is yeah, date filter for publications. Let's look at it. This is filter for JetEngine. Apply button. So maybe just for this one, maybe page reload. Okay. Select icon. That's okay. I don't need icon for that. I'll show label here. And the same thing. Going to label. And okay. And hit update. Okay, so let's go to the page and then take a look at it. All right, so there are September year 2022. So let's say from September 1st to September 30th. Hit apply. Yeah, so it should work here too. Now, so this is great. So you can make a listing grid like this, and you can add a filter. Even though you cannot really put taxonomy, it doesn't really matter because for user, it's pretty searchable, right? You can add as many filters you want. So then, you can think, oh, why should we use, CCT for everything? Now, the one downside is the single page. Now, as I said before, so you can create something like that. So let me show you how I did it. So first of all, once again, custom content type. And so make sure this option should be on, okay? And you have to pick post, and then you have to map the field for the title and content, right? Okay, so let's go to Crocoblock. I have the theme core plugin, so I'm using that instead of Elementor Pro. And then go to theme template, and I'm going to be a single. So I've already created publication single page for CCT, but I can start it again. Add new, and it's going to be single, and use Elementor in my case. And then so I'm going to put okay, so I'm going to just use that here. And I'm going to pick 2 columns. And I'm going to use dynamic image right here. And then here, the source is going to be custom content type publication. Okay, I use cover image for that. Okay, good right now. And so I'm going to add dynamic field. And then object field, it's going to be right here. Content type, publication, title. So here, and I gotta use maybe bigger text. All right, so that's okay. And I'm gonna use another dynamic field. And here, so I'm gonna be using publish date. Okay, so once again, so I'm gonna just use. So I'm gonna just make it quick here. So I'm just, and I'm gonna just duplicate that. Turn this off, and then type publication type. Okay, right here. I'm gonna use this. Here, so I'm gonna use using checkbox value report. Okay, same thing. Okay, oh, here too. Okay, and so I'm gonna make it two chain type of, oops, sorry, right here. Transform and capitalize. Okay, that's a report. All right, yeah, let's make it something like that. And I'm gonna use the dynamic field again. And here, so I have to look for description here, right here. Okay. Paragraph. All right, so something like this. Again, like we can stylize too, so this doesn't look pretty, but you get idea. And then I'm gonna hit update. All right, so let's go back. Okay, and then go to single. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this one. This is the new one. And then I need to set the conditions and add a condition. So include, it's gonna be singular for post, right? So that's where you use post, okay? And then hit the save. Yeah, so downside is here. So again, let's show you the condition here. So you don't see CCT here, right? So we got those are CPTs, calendar, event, speaker, and event. So the CPTs, okay, but there is no CCT to pick. There's no publication list, and then I have to pick this post. Okay, so save condition. So now it is active. So let's go back to the page here, publication page, and then view. All right, so let's click. So now you see here's the title, and then here's the meta field. All right, so publish date and type, and those are description. Okay, again, I can hide it here. But so you know this looks great, but downside is now you're using the same template for other posts too. So let me show you. So I got this post right here, and then I have like another post too, like you know different kind of post. And so let's take a look at here. All right, so this is not really publication, and then let's look at the view here, preview. I'll open new tab. So as you see, so because there is no cover image, and then so there's no title here, so other posts it doesn't really appear here. So we can probably fix that. So let's just go back here. All right, so this is a post single page. Here I'm gonna just put on side by side here. So edit with Elementor. think this is the one. Okay, now here, so this title, since we are using post title, so I can just pick post title right here. Okay, so let's see. And also this descriptions, I should be able to, oh here, hang on. So instead of using CCT description, I'm going to be using content, just post content. Okay, and so let's hit update here. Now at least this way title and description should show up. All right, now this meta field here, so let's see if I can do this. So this one, so hide if value is empty. Okay, same thing, maybe hide if value is empty. Let's try that. All right, so same as here, this dynamic image, do there, yeah, so there's a hide if value is empty. Okay, and hit update. All right, so let's see. All right, so that works. Now, next one is, I just wonder, just let's see if there is a, okay, so there's a featured image, right? So here, so the featured image doesn't show up here. Now, so let's see. So this is hiding here. So I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, and here, instead of comma image, I will put the post thumbnail. Okay, and the same thing, so hide if value is empty here. Okay, so now hit update here. Now, so this post actually has featured image post thumbnail. So see what happens here. Refresh. All right, so now that shows up here. Okay, so good. This has not featured image of thumbnail here. Now let's just go back to publication. Let's click this. Okay, so now it shows up here. Again, so you can kind of work around it, but it's not perfect. If this is okay with you, use CCT instead of CPT. That was about custom post types and custom content types. And I hope this quick video gave you an idea of what CCT is about and then when to use CCT rather than CPT. I hope this helps, and I see you next time.